Hi, all of you. This is Gil. So today is April 27th, 2024. So I'm gonna talk about in this video about what do you think of this subject here? Why do vintage items or certain vintage items have a lot of value? Like, I could tell you one example: a Lasonic boombox. Like the big ones. Like the one that we had. I could show you a picture of it. This can be an example right here. Here's an example. And this probably doesn't even really work. I mean, yeah, this is, well, actually, yeah. Yeah, like these boom boxes, for an example. Well, they can sometimes go into the thousands of dollars, but even if, like, the ones that, and then they're advertised as parts only, like, they don't work and stuff. But, like, things like this can sell for a ton of money if they're brand new. If you're lucky to find one brand new, oh wow, that'd be a lot of money. And that goes it's with specifically popular items, and that can go with things like records and cars, especially cars, like the Camaro, 1969 Camaros. And but why do we suppose why the prices of vintage items is so high though? Like when it comes down to it, what's the actual reason behind all reasons? I feel like it comes down to the fact that, like, it reminds them of the past. Like if someone actually has a Lasonic boom box in their hand, it's gonna remind them of the past, right? I mean, it's gonna remind them of the '80s, like that they lived in, and it's gonna like especially cars, and like in my case, even this Mercury that's under the cover, like, excuse me. So yeah, cars. I mean, like, especially like the popular ones. Like when we're talking about, usually it's popular cars like Camaros or Mustangs '89 or anything, but Honda Prelude or whatever. Like when they're popular, like people like, and then when you don't see them anymore, but people want them because they want to remember the past. That's the whole reason. That's my opinion. The whole reason. What's at the bottom of it all? I mean, it's because like when they have that car, when they have that 1980s car or 70s cars, or like those certain albums, like 70s albums, like the very, very popular ones, especially when they're new. Like when these vintage items are more like when they're new or like almost new, they sell for a lot of money because like if they have it new, then it's gonna totally remind them of the past. So I would think that that's the whole reason for it, because they it's like people are willing to pay any amount of money to go back in that time. As you could see it, I mean, it's pretty easy to see that. I mean, because sometimes like we're fighting. Some people fight on the bidding wars to go get that single brand new 1980s item. Like I seen, for an example, an Atari 2600. Like a brand new one time I saw it for a brand new one of those Atari 2600, like the ones that we bought for $140 back in our day. So it was $140 when we bought ours. $140 back then. But I seen one on eBay for sale, and it was on a bid, and it was advertising a brand new in the box Atari 2600 with the two joysticks and combat game. Remember that? If some of you probably might remember that. So I don't know what it sold for, but I know that it was on a war. I mean, bidding war. I saw probably at least 20 bidders or something. I tell you, so everybody's fighting, literally fighting to go back in that time, because they want to remember. I mean, a lot of people are collecting things like that because they want to remember those days. It gets them to remember the past. I mean, it's a way, and there you have it. I mean, I feel that that's what it all is. What it all boils. That's me. I mean, I feel that, in my opinion, that's what it all boils down to. Because like when we have some vintage item, like especially like some popular items. It could be anything. It could be boom boxes, Ataris, or Nintendo system, brand new. Like especially when you find them brand new, like brand new in the box, those sell for a lot of money. But it's especially things like boom boxes or records, especially like vinyls. Like these thingies. Vinyls, especially the popular artists and stuff, Beatles or whatever. So that's my opinion, what it all is, what it all boils down. It goes with anything vintage, anything. Could be bicycles or even clothes too. I mean, clothing, certain clothing that was popular in the 80s, like sometimes certain articles of clothing or just certain vintage items sell for a lot of money, or everybody's looking at it. And what's our reason? What is my reason why I would have the tendency to want to buy certain of those? Because I want to go back to that time myself. That's like deep down in the mind. I mean, I would really honestly feel that. I mean, that's what it all is. I mean, so there you have it, man. So there you have it. I mean, that's what I would say. What do you guys think? That's the whole reason for it. I mean, yeah. All right, well, I hope you liked this video. And what do you guys think? What's the real reason why? I mean, people why people strive to buy vintage items or collect vintage items, because like a museum, they want to remember. Yeah, so what do you think? All right, well, I hope you liked this video. See you on the next one.